Hello and welcome to abA to Z with Tara, brought to you by the Apple Tree Connection, where I cover concepts and principles of applied behavior analysis at the RBT level. I am a board certified behavior analyst, and my agency, the Apple Tree Connection, teaches the 40-hour training course, and we like to take it one step further and make sure that our students, as well as anybody else that's interested in the RBT credential, has an understanding of these concepts in practice and a little bit deeper. So we want to cover the task list and beyond. Today, we are covering stimulus control and motivational operation, very important topics in the field because it is how we work with our learners in therapy. So both the discriminative stimulus, which we say SD in our field, and the MO, the motivational operations, are part of the antecedent component of the three-term contingency. The three-term contingency in our field of applied behavior analysis is the stimulus response stimulus, or antecedent behavior consequence. So we're going to be living in this A part of the three-term contingency for the duration of this video. So the discriminative stimulus, the SD, is the antecedent to behavior, which I just said, and it signals what will happen following a behavior, the consequence. It has a relationship to the either reinforcement or punishment or extinction. So it's something that we condition with our clients during therapy. Basically, when you say to your client, it's time to do this, or begin your task, whatever the SD is that you are giving to your client, you are following that with reinforcement when they engage in the behavior. If they do not engage in the behavior, you do not give them reinforcement. If they engage in some other behavior, you may engage in punishment or some sort of correction or another chance to engage in that behavior. But the relationship between the signal or the cue, the SD, and the behavior that is expected of your client, the reinforcement that is provided, starts to create a relationship to your client's behavior for the SD, thus forming a stimulus control type of scenario. Now, this SD is helping us what we call influence behavior for our client. It's very important that as practitioners, we recognize that our SDs need to eventually be transferred. The control that we have over those behaviors need to be transferred to your client's natural environment. We are part of their therapeutic environment, okay? So the SD is SD antecedent, client's behavior. When client engages in expected behavior, client receives reinforcement. If client engages in other behaviors, whether they're maladaptive or the non-preferred behavior, other consequences come. So you begin to condition the relationship, okay? That is the discriminative stimulus. Motivating operations influence behavior by altering the potency, right? The effectiveness of the reinforcer. So it has a relationship with that SD because it's still going to signal that reinforcement is coming when the preferred, desired, appropriate behavior is what the client engages in. But you're altering the potency when you're using something of an EO where if your reinforcer is, let's say, going out to the playground and being pushed on the swing, it will be more potent for that client if they have not been swinging on the swing for 2 hours prior to that. Let's say it's been raining all weekend and they haven't had a chance to go on the swing, and the swing is really, really fun for them, and it's something that brings them joy and they enjoy. And they're more likely then to engage in the preferred behavior when you give the SD, because that reinforcer at that moment is more preferred, it's more potent. The opposite effect would have if you would abolish that potency of the reinforcer, that comes after the behavior is engaged in, if that client, again, had been swinging on the swing for hours prior to that reinforcer being offered. So we use these motivating operations to help make our reinforcer more valuable to our clients so that they engage in those behaviors that we desire for them to engage in, because we're there to therapeutically improve their lives. It's important to note that when an antecedent stimulus gains influence or control over a behavior, we call that stimulus control. And I really want to touch upon this concept, this part of our field right now, because I prefer to use the word influence, even though the concept is stimulus control, because I need us to recognize that this is powerful. It's powerful when we say that we have stimulus control over someone's behavior. The reason I like to say influence is because we really don't control people. I think we all need to recognize that as behavior practitioners, is we're here to make changes in our client's environment in order to give them the best opportunities to make these socially significant changes. But when we gain this stimulus control over our clients, we need to make sure that we are not the only people in their life that is able to get them to engage in those desired behaviors. Because if we're the only people that have stimulus control, then their behaviors are not improving beyond the therapeutic environment. We're part of their therapeutic environment. So we need to make sure that we are focusing on transferring our stimulus control to our client's natural environment, whether that is making sure that their parents can do the same things that we're doing, and they can be engaging in those preferred behaviors in the presence of their parents, in the presence of their classmates, their teachers, just in any environment that they go in when they're out in society. It is really, really important to recognize the powerful nature and realization that when we have this knowledge of how behavior is influenced by the environment, that we look at the greater picture and we know that ethically we're obligated to help our client generalize behaviors. And stimulus control is one way that we can engage in transferring that to their other parts of their environment beyond therapy, to ensure that our clients make the most socially significant gains and that they can begin to have our therapy faded out wherever it's possible for them, because our goal is to help our clients generalize and maintain behaviors. So I find the concept of stimulus control to be the first place to really be aware of that and to know that we can gain it, and we can gain it easily because that's our job and we understand it. But it's more important then to make sure that we are finding ways to transfer it and to ultimately get our clients to the highest level of independence that they're capable of getting. So the concepts of the discriminative stimulus and the motivational operation become really important in recognizing how we influence their behavior. But keep in mind, we don't control people. That is not our jobs. We're controlling the environment. And I want to make sure we're all out there using our powers, these wonderful, what I call powers for good and not evil, to make ethical, great decisions for our clients to make socially significant improvements in their lives. I hope this helped. I hope you are out there using the science of applied behavior analysis with your clients, within your own life, and you are enjoying the videos that we provide for you, and it's giving you more clarity as you either study for the RBT test or you engage in being an RBT with your clients. Let us know if there's any other topics you want us to cover, or if you just want to comment on this particular topic that we covered today. Hope you have a great day.